Hey there, boys and girls. Give me 1 second. I started the video before I was ready. Okay, there. Now, here we are. We are almost at the end of this lesson 4. We're going to do parts B and C, and then we'll be done. We already did the polygons. Now let's go into part B for the new block called shape. Okay, so that means we're going to be able to draw any shape we want. So basically, what's happening with the shape block right here, this new block right here that I'm showing you. Let me change the mouse back again. Okay, if we, this shape, this block right here, the shape block, you can see it has a whole bunch of x1, y1, then x2, y2, then x3, y3. So what that means is, and you can see it right here in the blue part. So what it's saying is, you give it one coordinate, that's x1, y1, that's 1 point. Then the next pair of numbers, x2, y2, are the second point of the shape. So you go from 1 point to the next point, and then you go to x3, y3, and x4, y4, and then x5, y5. So you just keep giving it coordinates, and it connects all those points into a shape. Doesn't have to be a triangle, doesn't have to be a square, it could be anything you want. Okay? In this case, we are going to be drawing triangles to match this figure. Okay, so we have the blue one and the red one. We have to now draw the green one and the yellow one. So that's what all this says down here. Okay, we're going to just make our display area look like the picture. So let's go. So you can see we've got the fill red already and the shape, which draws the red triangle. Then we've got the fill blue, which draws the blue triangle. So now we need a shape fill block. We're going to fill with yellow. That's perfect. And let's drag a shape out there. Shape. Hey, get out of, what's it doing? It's freaking out. Okay, shape. There we go. Now, we just have to figure out what the coordinates are. So look, remember in the center is 200, 200. So if we want to start there, let's start at 200 right here, and then 200. That'll start us at the center. Then we want to go maybe up to this corner. And if you want to know what it is, just look down here at the numbers under where it says show grid while you're hovering up there. So that is basically at 400 and 0. So the next number needs to be 400, and then the next one needs to be 0. And then we want it to come from there down to this corner, which is basically 400, 400. So, oh, and those are already neatly filled out for us perfectly. Let's run our program, see what we got. Boom, yellow triangle. Let's do the last one. Fill color. We want this one to be green. And then we're going to drag another shape out there, right? Drop it off at the bottom. We want it to start at 200, 200. That's the center. Then we want it to go maybe up to the top, which is 0, 0. So the next number is 0, and so is the next one. And then finally, we want it to come down to this corner, which is 0, 400. So the next number is going to be 0, and the last number is going to be 400. There we go. Let's reset it. Boom, boom. Let's go to the next one. Good job. Okay, last one, the lines, okay? The lines, that's pretty cool stuff. You can draw shapes, you can draw lines, you can draw all kinds of regular polygons, different sides. This is pretty cool. So we have a picture over here on the right, and if we run it, we see we only have half the job is done. So let me explain about the line block. The line block is down here, and basically it's like the shape block where it draws a line from one point to another point on the display area. So you give it coordinates for the 1 point, that's x and y. Then you give it coordinates for another point down here somewhere, that's xy. So you go from one xy coordinate to another xy coordinate. That's why you have 4 numbers showing for each line. The first 2 are where it starts, and the second 2 numbers are where it ends. So it goes from beginning to an end, and it uses coordinates, okay? So from beginning, x and y, to end, x and y. That's how it works. So you can see what you have to do is recognize the patterns that are happening, right? So if I look at this line right here, this line starts at 0, 0, and then it goes down to about, say, let's show the grid, to about, no, that's really confusing, to about 50, 400. You can always see the numbers down here below the show grid, right? If you hover, it's about 5,400. So that's, you can see it goes from 0, 0 to 5,400. Okay, then it goes from 0. This one right here, this next line starts right here, 0, 50, and then it goes to, let's follow it, right here at 100, 400. So from 0, 50 to 100, 400. So these are easy to figure out, right? Now we have to do the same thing up here. So we want another line. We want it to start at, say, do we want it to start at 0, 0? Let's see, is there a line starting up here at 0, 0? There sure is, right there, okay? So we want our new line to start at 0, 0, and then we want it to go to right here on the grid, to right here, we want it to go to this space right there, which is at 400 and then 50. So the third number should be 400, the last number should be 50. Now let's just draw it, see what happens. Turn off the grid, that looks good. There's that line right there, right there. We just drew that line right there, okay? So we want another line now. Let's drag another line out there, drop it at the bottom. Now this one is gonna go from, remember, it's gonna start right there, which is at 50 and 0, and then it's gonna go down to right here, okay? So we want it to start at 50, 0, and then we want it to go to 400 and then 100. So 400, then 100. So let's see what the pattern is. Basically, we're adding 50 to every x coordinate, and the second number, look at that. Look at the pattern. So you can see the second number is the same, and the third number is the same. But the first numbers are changing, and the second numbers are changing, and all they're doing is increasing by 50. So if I put a new line out here, all I have to do is follow the pattern. This first number should be 50 bigger than the last one, which would be 50 plus 50 is 100. And this one should be 50 bigger than the last one, so 100 plus 50 is 150. I didn't even need to look at the graph to do it. Reset, run, look at that. This is perfect. So let's just finish this off. How many lines do you need? You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You need 8 lines. We've done 3 of them. So let's just finish this off pretty quickly. We're just going to keep adding 50. Okay, we're going to keep adding 50 to the first number, and then adding 50 to the last number. Okay, let's just do it again. Let's add 50 to the first number from the last one, and let's add 50 to this 200, so we make 250. Let's do it again. Let's add 200 now to the last x value, which make it 250, and then this one will become 300. Let's do it again 2 more times. This will become 300, and the last number will become 350, and then finally, one more will make 8, because now we have 16 total lines. We have 8. Okay, we have 8 on this bottom half, and then we're going to have 8 lines up here. 16 lines of code total, right? So we're going to add 50 to this number, right, to the last. So you can see that 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. Then this one was at 400 because it's 250, 300, 350, 400. Perfect. Let's finish it, reset, run, voila. We have it perfectly looking like that picture right there. So it's all about recognizing the patterns of the numbers. You guys, great job. Great job of lesson 4. We are done. I'll see you in the next video for lesson 5. Let's go. We are making progress so we can make our own video games and our own cool animations.